Previously on the Remington Steele Auburn build. Okay, so that's the end of the unboxing video and build planning for the Remington Steele Auburn, which you can, of course, you can see here. Oh, and there's the back of it, so you know it's a Lindbergh kit. In fact, let me see if I can tell what year it was. 2006. Yeah, so that's what I'll do for that build, that model, and I'll make sure, of course, whatever color those are, don't paint them red like in the model. And I will do the priming this afternoon. Have as many parts as I can fit with the clamps and everything onto these two sections. We've got the other 3 clamps here. So I'll do all that, and that'll be it for today. So see y'all later. Bye-bye. Thankfully, the hood got even coverage of the racing white, so when the pearl goes on, it'll be fine, because that's one of the most visible pieces. This may not have got even coverage, but by the time you fit the front grille on from the side, probably no one will even notice. These are completely flat, so they're very easy to paint and get even coverage. And I'll do the manual painting in there, probably silver, yep. And they will get the pearl white probably tomorrow night. And in an hour or so, I'm going to flip the tires around and do pure white on the other inner rims. And you can see on the guide here how I have laid out what I've painted so far. So that's pretty well the last update of this week, well, until tomorrow for the Auburn build. And I realized belatedly that I had some duplicolor paints here, but they're for actual cars. So I would test it on a model car that I don't really care that much about. Like one that's in pieces and not really well put together. Or test it on sprue tree parts before I tried that out. So anyway, that's all for now on the Auburn, and I'll see you here tomorrow night for the rest of it. At least the rest of the spray painting. But you see, you don't actually have to put the engine in first, because then you have to fit the radiator in front of it, but you still have space for the engine fan. So that little hole in the center there that you can see there is actually for the engine fan. So I might have to drill that out to see if the engine fan fits. Of course, it doesn't go on yet. Not yet. Because there's a concrete step that fits in, and then that fits onto the fan. It probably just glues to the front of it. But that's the approximate, there's an approximate layout of how it'll look when it's on there. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that should be all for now. That's all for now. And I see. Wait a minute. I see where the side pieces fit. You can see there's slots on the inner surface of the fender, and that's where those side pieces fit in. Right in those slots there. You can see them here. That's perfect. But yes, you can see how these are going to need the white as well, but they're going to get that on Saturday. I've assembled as much as I could, and that's as far as I dare go on the Auburn right now. So, see you all tomorrow, or probably Saturday. Bye-bye. So there's a good picture. Right there. Good. And it looks to me, even though all the parts are painted separately, that they are pretty good. And the tires are just a smidge whiter to my eye than the fenders are, but not obviously so. But they all have a slight trace of the racing white, but it's very subtle. So it does bring it down to an ivory. And you compare it to the untouched hood grill piece, which you can see right there. You can see how it's subtly different. It hasn't been touched yet. And that's going to be a bit difficult. You're probably going to have to tape it down like that, cover up the grill, and then paint the sides. And that's what I'll do at a later time. So that's the end of the Auburn for tonight. Gotta let that paint on the inside dry. Gotta let the glue set on the chassis here. Gotta let the rest of the paint dry on the fenders. And the Auburn will be ready for tomorrow night when hopefully the water pressure's back and I can put the decals on the dashboard and then glue it in place on the inside of the car. And that's pretty well all I will do tomorrow, because I want to give the fenders a good couple days to dry before I try to assemble them to the body of the chassis there. So that's all for tonight, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Bye-bye. Wait a minute here. I've got to rotate it just slightly. I've got to rotate the front pieces so that the little nubs are on the inside, not the outside. Stand by. There we go. Now it's done properly so that the little nubs are on the inner half, just like in the picture. There we go. All right, that's good. And they're solidly in place, so I'll just let them sit for a couple days before I put on the rear wheels. Don't want the weight of that to affect things negatively, because this part actually had a front section to align it. The other part does not. All right, so that's about all I can do today. Now, come back in a couple days when I've done more. Talk to you then. Bye-bye. Not exactly in straight, but it is in there. I had to push the hose in at a weird angle, and I also had to cut the hose slightly to get it to fit. So that wasn't quite what I was planning, and I'm going to wait to attach the smaller hose after I trim off just the tiniest bit off the edge of it. In the meantime, I'm going to go as far away from the front of the car as possible. Try to work on the back bumpers instead, which is step number 8, back bumpers. So we're going to see how those work. And I might be running out of room. We'll see. Be right back. What I like about the rear headlights in step number 8, they actually have little holes to fit into. Part 46 and part, yeah, but I don't think attaching the... There. I'm pressing it like that. And if it simply refuses to hold except with the central piece, then it's going to have to be just separated from its bracket. Because that's all I can really do. Doing the best I can. It just won't stay. And we're approaching 20 minutes on this section anyway, so I'm going to leave it alone. Here we go. Sub-step number 6 is complete. The front bumper has been installed on the Auburn. Trying to get a good picture here. And I think, since we're up on 20 minutes on the second segment nearly, I'm going to leave it there for today, Saturday, August 21st, 2023. Angle 2. Angle 3. And angle 4. Now where I'm going to put the Auburn right now, let's find out if the living room has any space. All right, there we are. So that's where the Auburn will sit for now, with the box in the background, and it's at the approximate angle that it is on the box. So that works for now. And that way it's always sitting behind me. I see it every day when I go to work. So I'll be reminded at Christmas to take it with me. There, you can see the difference between the creamy white and the ivory white it is on the box. And that's why I did it this way. Okay. So that's all. That's the completion of the Remington Steele Auburn, which is probably, at the rate I'm going to be model number 41 or so. And number 40 is going to be the RoboCop car. Number 42, since it'll be 2024 by then, is going to be the Wrath of Khan Enterprise refit with the gray detail panels. And just the gray Aztecs on a pearl white hull. No colors on them. So, thanks for sticking by me, and by the time you watch this, it'll be the new year, 2024. I don't know how many weeks it's going to be, but now that I have all the footage, I can chop it all up into enough for each week. So, talk to you later, and keep modeling. And now, the conclusion. Hello everyone, it's Sean. This is the final short before I put the Auburn in the box for my mom for Christmas, because I go home tomorrow for Christmas, and just wanted to show you that I did get the chrome color on the headlights. I did the gold on the hood ornament. You can see the red of the seats, the tan of the steering wheel, and I don't know if I can tell on camera. You should be able to see how I simulated the appearance of the decals for the instrument panel. And there's the other side of the car where the chrome turned out to be a bit better, and I got the headlights to blend in with the body of the car. Now, there wasn't much I could do for the running boards, but I guess that's what they're for, people stepping up on them and gravel, so just call it wear and tear. Anyway, we'll see if we get another short at Christmas. All right, here we go. So we have to carefully, don't worry, it's the empty box, because you see the Auburn's beside it. Now, of course, I have to remove. All right, here we go. So you've got the box, and you've got the box of the model car. Yes, I know, it already has some parts in it. So what you do, I will wrap the entire car in the biggest bubble wrap, flat side out. I mean, actually, bubble wrap side out. So what I have to do is go this way. I don't want to rotate the actual car. I want to rotate the bubble wrap around the car. And there it is. So I'm going to wrap the box that it's in now. I've got the red wrapping paper, because if you have to turn the thing upside down in order to wrap it, you want to make sure that it is as even as possible, that it's not, it's padded. I mean, it's padded. So I'll do the wrapping and show you the finished result. Well, you can see the first attempt. Now I'm going to have to get a piece that is just along the bottom. Try to align it with the pattern. No, it's going to be completely different. There we go. Okay, I'll do that. There's the bottom wrapped. Now, just have to put the label on. And there you are. I made the label different from the present. Now, if all goes well, it fits quite nicely into the box.